Okay, so I have not done a build video in quite a while, probably a month and a half, and last time I built, I had this really sprawling project going on here. I'll give you a quick tour of what I made last time. So I had this bridge, right? We have a little, tent down there. We got some boats. Looks like one of the villagers got corrupted. We've got a tavern over here that looks pretty nice. We've got a campsite with a tower. We've got a little sunken cove thing. This is cool. We've got a little dock down there. We got some farms over there. We've got a villager statue. I don't know why they're all congregating out on this, but okay. And then we've got a mine over here with a boat and a little railway. And then up here was a, work in progress castle. So basically it's just a bunch of segmented ideas, a really, really sprawling project. And I think it would be fun to expand this today. Last time I built here, I talked about doing a lumber mill over there, maybe like a bee sanctuary in here. So yeah, I'm really just trying to expand the build today. So I guess just to get something started, I will expand the pathway. I've got this like coarse dirt path that's going throughout the entire project. Alright, there we go. Very basic path, but it's going to connect up to this village. Alright, and then I'll have some more meandering paths through this forest. Maybe we'll have a staircase right here so this can connect up to the bridge. Yeah, this is the first time I think that I've ever continued an existing build. Every single build that I've ever done has been an individual thing, which is nice, but sometimes it's a little bit overwhelming to have a brand new idea every time. So I actually really like that this is gonna like continue to grow, Yo, what's up, guys?
Yeah.
Long time no see. Yeah, it's probably been, I think, a month and a half since I've been on the server building, so it's really nice to be back. And actually, exactly 1 month from now, on January 3rd, will be the launch of Season 4. So it'll be a brand new world, it's going to be a completely fresh start for everyone. This has been Season 3, it's been about probably 6 months, I would say, and there's been so many cool builds on the server. But yeah, Season 4 is starting in exactly 1 month, so if you want to be a part of that, you should get your spot now, because I'm sure the spots are going to fill up quick. It's the link in the description if you're curious. Alright, well, it's starting to get dark. Let's get some fences going. Get some lighting. Alright, there we go. That looks nice. So let's start getting an actual structure going here. I said bee sanctuary in this forest, that could work. Just some sort of like, enchanted grove kind of look. I want to have like little ponds of fish and make it feel all cozy. Someone did start this build right here. I'm not really sure if there's been much progress since the last time I was here, but I could use that as a template. Let's start by building a pond right here. Get this man out of here. It's disturbing the peace. Get some glowberries too. Well, I think you can only place them on logs, right? You can't place them on leaves? Yeah. Here, we'll get rid of these lanterns so the only lighting is from the glowberries. There we go. Oh, that's so cool. Maybe I'll put moss in the trees. That way it blends in better. There we go, we can't really tell. Maybe I could create the illusion of like hanging vines that are kind of strung across the trees like this. Does that look good? It's a little bit thick though. What if I got like mossy slabs? Just to give it a little bit more, I don't know, angle like that. That kind of works. Yeah, that kind of works. Oh, let me get some banners too, like green banners. Just want to make this feel all pretty. Okay, I'll look at some sugarcane and flowers too. Alright, that's looking quite nice. feel like it needs like a seating spot though. I always like to build campfire spots for everyone to hang out in. Maybe like over here. This is a more open spot. Who the fuck?
It's him.
Flowstate.
Did you really buy a Minecraft account just for that? Yeah, how's the server been, guys? I haven't been on in like a month and a half.
We made Wonderland.
Oh yeah? Nice. Are you guys gonna be here for season 4?
Hell yeah, season 4.
Yeah, it's almost like a month from now. Alright, there we go. That's a nice campfire spot. I don't know why Doggo is sitting on the campfire. Okay, well that's a good idea. I'm laying the foundation for this spot. This looks like a pretty natural cave. I mean, that looks perfect. We could turn this into some sort of mine shaft. I still want to do something with bees though, like somehow have like a bee vibe. I mean, there's a beehive up here. I could just string these around, couldn't I? Just put them up in trees and spawn some bees. And I think if I spawn bees like this, they will like associate this as their home, right? Should work. I just want it to feel lively, you know? Oh yeah, look, they're pollinating the flowers. Oh, that's adorable. Okay, well yeah, I think I'll turn this into a quarry. Something like that. Where does this even go? Looks like it's someone's old mine shaft. This just looks awkward how steep of an angle that is. I think I have to clear some trees out, make some space for like a greenhouse thing. Not too many trees. I want to make this still forested, but I need a little bit of room to work with. Alright, while those leaves are decaying, let me think about the color palette. So this is what I've been going for with all the other houses so far in this project. Kind of like lots of stripped jungle and terracotta. Like this tavern has a really nice color palette. The mud and the... what is this, like mangrove wood? Yeah, that could work. Let me just grab some blocks to work with here. So maybe the front entrance will be right there. I want it to be like an L-shaped building. Alright, it's kind of hard to tell what you're looking at, but I've got a vision for it. So I actually want to have a lot of glass in this build. This right here will just be like floor-to-ceiling windows. Although, is white too opaque? Does that work? Maybe it'll work, we'll see. God, it's hard to work amongst the trees. I don't want to have to destroy them, but they do get in the way. What is this building shape? I'm not making it easy on myself. Okay, it's kind of like whale bones right now, like individual arches. Okay, so this is like the main foyer, and then let's get some of the walls now. Alright, despite my weird tendencies to not make symmetrical builds, this is coming together. So this will be, like I said, this is like a greenhouse, right? So maybe like a small greenhouse in here and then a bigger one back in here. Let's get some lanterns, man. It is dark out here. I'm using Bliss shaders if you're curious, and it always gets very, very dark at night. Is that how I did it? Or... it doesn't really matter. I don't really care about symmetry. I just don't like how opaque this glass is, but I don't want to like... I don't really want it to be open like that. But I just gotta break up the texture somehow. I don't know, it's tricky. I mean, maybe that looks okay with the panes. Kind of like skylights. We'll see, we'll see. Let me get the roof on this first. I'm thinking this one will be like a big arched glass roof. Like that, kind of. Just rings of that. And maybe one more ring up here at the front. Okay, and then we'll put the glass in here. God, this is so awkward. I don't know why I do this to myself. I mean, if I put slabs on top of these panes, it might look okay. We'll see. I think it was... Yeah, wait, no. These are supposed to go up here. This is supposed to go there. Okay, I'm just doing this wrong. It just looks so fragmented, doesn't it? There we go. That looks better. I don't know what was going on there. Okay, so it does look quite fragmented, like I said, but let me get some slabs, and I can put them on top like this, and it'll just make it feel a little bit more put together. Oh wait, and I forgot about the front too. I want this to be like a rounded window. Something like that. What about this side? This is completely empty. Maybe this could be like a big side entrance. How about that? Just kind of like open to the air. Because that's what I'm going for. I don't like how opaque the white glass is because it makes it feel like it's blocked off, you know? I want there to be more of like open air. Maybe I'll adjust some of these designs so they're a little bit more open. Yeah, let's get the floor in now. I feel like andesite would be nice, like a stone floor. Yeah, that stone floor looks good. So now let's get some plants in here. That's the main selling point. Definitely want to get some grass blocks and maybe sweet berries and just like hanging vines and stuff. Hanging roots, what about these? That kind of looks good. They're a little bit too brown though. Oh, that rain is so nice. I like that it's actually coming through. I also want to have some plants outside of the greenhouse, like leaves just on this roof, that kind of thing. Just feels a little bit too white and too brown. There's not enough color going on. Needs some more greenery. There's also bone meal on the outside. Let's get some grass going. Is there a leaf with color in it? Yeah, the azalea leaves. Let's use some of this as well. Get some pink. Oh, I never did put the slabs and trapdoors on top of these glass bits. Let me do that. Just make it feel not too segmented. Alright, well this is coming along, man. I was worried that my first build back on the server was going to be kind of trash because it's been like a month and a half since I've built anything. But this is a good start. The interior still is not done. I gotta do more of this kind of stuff. It'd be nice to have a villager living here too. Maybe I could have a bedroom up above, like a loft. Let's see, maybe some sweet berries right there. Oh, what? Traveling merchant is here. He is not going to last long, that's for sure. Not around these players. What else? What would a greenhouse have? Maybe some wheat? Like a little mini farm, like an aquaponics thing? I don't know if I have room for a staircase for a loft. Maybe right here. You'd have to start like right there, I think. Okay, this could work. I could fit a bed up here. It's kind of cool. It's like a tree house. Like you'd be living in the trees. We'll give him some amenities. This is actually so cool. I love being up above in the trees. This is awesome. I might actually replace some of the greenhouse glass with normal glass to signify that it's supposed to be like a window. I mean, it's all windows, but just to have a little bit more clarity like that, we can really see through it. Yeah, this is nice. Let's get a little bit more going though. Maybe, obviously the villager, but maybe some carpet, maybe some paintings, definitely some banners. Oh, candles as well. Definitely want candles. Alright, let's call the guy that lives here, maybe Greenhouse Gus. There he is, Greenhouse Gus. Alright, yeah, and then candles. Let's get some green candles. Maybe green and brown. Oh, not that, not that, not that. Maybe I'll throw a couple candles over here too. Yeah, dude, this place is vibes. I love this little loft bedroom. Alright, well, there's still a little bit of space downstairs. Maybe put some more crops on the side. What other natural blocks could I do? I could do like mushrooms and saplings. Maybe we could tie it all together with some carpet. Alright, I think the greenhouse is more or less complete. Let's just, let's tidy up the outside. It's a little bit plain out here. We'll just extend the pathways a little bit. I always like to put coarse dirt right on the edge of a building as well. Like this is already kind of going around, but like right here, you know, just to give a little bit more pop of the structure. I don't know if it really makes a big difference, but I've always done it for my builds. Alright, I think, yeah, that's pretty much the completed greenhouse now. That looks so good. Very pleased with how it turned out. Alright guys, greenhouse is complete. Come check it out. Come check it out. Got Greenhouse Gus upstairs.
Why is there holes in the greenhouse?
Oh, it's for airflow.
Yeah, but greenhouses are supposed to keep the heat in.
Yeah, well,
Not this much.
I'm not concerned about the functionality. Anyone have any good plans for season 4 yet?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna go mapping.
Yes, I'm making a bathhouse.
A bat house?
A bathhouse?
Bath.
Oh, bathhouse. God, the villager statue looks crazy at night. It's like a lighthouse. Okay, well, let's see. I've got the greenhouse now. I did talk about doing a bee sanctuary. That could probably be an extension of this somehow, like a little, you know, bee cove over there. But yeah, I'm wondering what else would go in like a forest. This is like the forest part of the project. But it's not the same forest as it is over there where like the lumber mill will go and it's more industrial. This is more like cutesy, cozy forest, you know? Maybe like a cottage? That could be cool. Maybe up in the, more in the back over here. Yeah, I'll do a cottage. I'm just gonna eat some lunch real quick. I'm so hungry. I just did a workout a little while ago, so I'm gonna do that, and then we will build a cute cottage. What on earth is this?
I got bored. Sorry.
It's like a beacon that has erectile dysfunction.
What?
What?
Okay, so I'm back from lunch. I just had a sandwich. So, where should we go from here? I said the cabin, right? Little cottage in the back. What is going on here? Why are you guys all Santa Claus?
Hi, Flo.
Maybe the cottage could go up on this hill. That'd be a great view right here. I want it to be a little bit different from all the other jungle mud houses I've been doing. But we shall see. I have no plan here whatsoever. And that's a good foundation. I don't want it to be too big. Just a very, very cutesy small cottage. This will be like an A-frame. I want this to be like really low. Maybe this will be a side entrance to something. Definitely want a chimney in the back. Just like a 1 block wide chimney. That sure is pretty. That statue keeps cracking me up. Alright, so this will be the fireplace. That's gonna look so cozy. This will be a side entrance to something. Let's see. This needs to come out by one. I'm feeling dark oak for this roof. I think that'll look nice. I definitely want granite and brick for the chimney. Just a little something like this. Alright, that's a start. It's very plain though. It's kind of boring. Maybe I'll break it up with some windows in the roof. Yeah, that's looking better. Maybe I'll have a skylight right here. Honestly, that by itself is pretty good. Maybe just a couple trapdoors. That looks nice. And then we'll have a few windows here and there. I'm not really a big fan of this oak floor. I might change it to spruce. Or, well, maybe I could just mix in the two. Like this. Yeah, there we go. That looks better. Just more variation going on. So this feels like a really nice kitchen and dining spot. Just feels like that would be fitting. So we'll get some smokers and furnaces and barrels. Just a little something like this. Maybe the table could go right here. Alright, I think this is the finished kitchen. Looks nice. Got a really funky spruce trapdoor, like, bookshelf going on here. I did it this way just so I could fit the banners like this. It's more like a private room. Right, and then, so, that's the front door. I guess this really should just be the bedroom. There's not much room for anything else. Maybe I'll use trapdoors to make it feel a little bit more like it's own room. And then this could be maybe like an armor stand thing. Here, someone put their Santa Claus thing on this armor stand. Yeah, there we go.
Is my throne in your way?
No, I'm building a pathway to your throne.
Oh. Alright, let's build this again.
I don't know what they were building over there, but I just wanted to have a pathway go into it. What is this slime?
It's my throne. It's my slime throne.
It's not much of a chair. Slime, what are you going to build in Season 4?
Secrets.
Secrets? I can't even know?
Not yet. Anyone want to hop on and watch the Fortnite event with me?
Okay, well, I feel like this is more or less complete for the cottage, but it's very barren out here. I think trees would help a lot. You know, maybe getting some azalea trees and just landscape it a little bit. Let's see, we've got a bunch of oak trees. That's kind of been the vibe so far. I've done a lot of oak trees. But there's also spruce over there. Just not sure. I want to make every zone feel distinct. Like every single zone so far has been its own thing. Maybe to make this one stand out, this will be spruce. We'll do like some mega taiga trees. God, these trees look so dumb. I wish they could always grow as the actually aesthetic looking spruce trees. Like, what is that? That looks so stupid. Like, that looks pretty good. I like that. I just want like a Christmas tree look.
Doggo.
See, like, either they grow directly into the ground or they grow like that, you know? It's fine. Once I get a bunch of trees in here, it'll look overall pretty good. And then I'll also sprinkle in some small trees just so it's a little bit more believable. God, how much bone meal does this take? There's not enough room. Bro, any day now. What? There we go, finally. Those trees are so finicky with whether you can place them. Alright, that's looking better. We need a lot more little spruce trees though. It looks a little bit silly right now. Yeah, that's looking better. We can build some mossy boulders too. I'm basically just recreating the mega taiga biome right here. I'll still leave some openings like this because I will want to have a pathway coming out. You can walk through the forest. I'll put some gazebos in there too, just like places for people to hang out.
Use complementary reimagine.
Alright, now let's extend the pathway. Alright, well this is looking nice. I like how it's a distinct area, like I was saying. Just from above, it's very much its own thing. So we've got the greenhouse down there, we've got the cottage over there. But it's still missing something. I feel like we need more buildings or something like that. Maybe like a campground with tents. Not like the camp over there that I had built where it was like a construction site, but this is going to be like recreation, you know? Let's make some basic tents. Let's get probably light blue wool, cyan wool. I'll try to not destroy too many trees if I can help it. Alright, so this will be like a central bonfire spot. And then we can just put some basic little like lean-to tents around here. God, I have been sneezing so much today, dude. I went outside for a walk earlier, and it's been like especially cold these past couple of days where I live. And maybe my just body wasn't used to it, or like my sinuses weren't used to it. But I went on a walk, and I have just been pouring out of my nose. It has been awful all day. Like, you know when it's really windy out and it's really cold, and your nose gets all runny and stuff? Like, that's basically what it was, but I have just, I feel like I've been sick after going on that walk. It has been terrible. That's more or less the correct color, yeah. What is up with this terrain, man? It is so jagged over here. Alright, let's get some life in here. Let's get some terraces. There are the boys. Alright, yeah, so we'll do more of those tents around here. Oh, look at the rocks that Funkfish is putting down. That's nice. I do really wish that you guys in the videos would just, like, build more with me, you know? Like, I never want people to feel like, oh, I can't, like, interject in the build. I don't want to get in flowstate's way, but, like, it's fine. I want to see people hang out more and build more. Like, I want to see this kind of stuff where people add to the builds. Like that house, wherever it was, you know, someone built, like, a little structure and never finished it. Like, I want to see everyone help out. Like, I feel like that's the ultimate build video in my opinion. Like, we did a beta test for season 3 of the Flow SMP back in the summer, and there was like 170 people online, and we built like this huge kingdom, and it was so awesome. Like, I want to see everyone building at the same time, but maybe I just have to have some words of encouragement to tell people that it's okay to build alongside me. We probably will do another public beta test event like that, like hundreds of people online right before season 4 starts in a few weeks, so get ready for that. But anyways, let's get another tent, probably around here. Bro, what is going on here? Am I walking in on something? Oh, here they come. They were just looking for a bed. Okay, there just wasn't enough capacity. Alright, we could probably fit 3 beds in there. That's another good tent. I do want to build a more freestanding one that's not just like a lean-to. There's just not that much room in this forest. Maybe at the least I'll switch up the colors. Let's do probably green. Oh, I could do like a treehouse one. That'd be cool. Got like a ladder going up this way. This is gonna be so cool. Oh wait, the leaves are decaying. Wait, why? Hey, come back. Okay, so we'll have one big room up there and then one small room down there. Well, actually, I could do one more in here too. Just gotta move the branch a little bit. So let's get planks for the flooring. It'll be like a semi-tree house. These leaves keep decaying, bro. How can I do this? Like that? There we go. Man, this is so cool. I love tree houses. Why do these leaves keep decaying? I think because like when you mix in man-made leaves with natural leaves, they don't really know the difference. They just start decaying. But it is a little bit annoying. Yeah, this is really nice. Let's get some villagers in there. Put a couple guys up here. We'll get one right here. And we'll get one right there. Cool. Yeah, that's such a cool treehouse. I love that. Wait, what is going on, bro? Oh, God, these leaves are driving me nuts. Okay, well, hopefully when I leave, I don't come back and the entire tree is gone. That's fine. Let's keep landscaping. I think part of why it feels kind of empty is because there's very little grass and foliage right now. We gotta get a lot more grass. Let's just cover this place with bone meal. Oh, what? Get out of here. Dude, what has been going on here? There's like a bandit going around replacing the trees with crafting tables and planks. I don't know who's doing that. Alright, might have gone a little overboard with the grass. That's fine. Alright, it looks a little bit more filled out though now that we've got a bunch of grass around. I want to do something with this bonfire spot. It's definitely asking for something, like some chairs at the least. Alright, that's looking better. I want something in the background though. Like something needs to go right here. Maybe like another treehouse tower kind of thing. I'm gonna see if I can stack big oak trees on top of each other and then make one super mega tree. Alright, it kind of worked. It's not really what I'm going for, like the double base, but I don't know. I'll see what I can do. I just want this to be another something in the background, like a structure of some sort, like not just the tree, but also like a lean-to structure of some sort. Here, what if we get a staircase coming up here? Here we go, something like this, right? Like a little platform of somethingness going on, you know? I don't know how to describe it. Alright, this is a nice little platform. Just another spot for the villagers to hang out, really. I'm feeling a pond. I want to have more water features throughout here. Let's get a clearing for some water. I'm also feeling like a bit of a little creek coming down the hill, you know, and it'll finish in that pond. Let's have it come out of the hill here. Oh wait, I have to actually dig out the pathway first. There we go. That looks good. Okay, and then we gotta spruce it up with some rocks and landscaping and stuff. Let's get some mossy cobble. Oh dude, this place is looking aesthetic. I love it. That villager statue keeps cracking me up though, every time I look at it. Okay, well, we've got the pond, we've got the campfire, we've got a couple tents. We've got whatever this thing is. This is looking really good. There's an interesting hill in the back here. That has potential. And there's this entire plateau as well. I think it always helps if I just start putting pathways down and just seeing like where future projects could go. You know, like kind of like when you're playing City Skylines or something. Like the first thing that you probably do whenever you plan something out is build roads. So I'll just start doing that. we'll see where the ideas flow from there.
49 and like 1,000 hours is 40.
Okay, I got a little carried away. I made it go all the way to the mountain. What's on the other side of this thing, by the way? Not much. Not really any player activity at all. Besides, I think it's a creeper farm over there or something like that. Well, let's see. So, there's obviously a ton of potential over here. This is really flat, really wide open and expansive. But, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to really do with it yet. I just want to, like I said, I want to get the ideas brewing, get the road down. Could have this meander back this way towards the castle. That's something I built last time I was here. I mean, there's the farms down there. Farms are always a pretty trusty thing to fill out landscapes with. But then if there's the castle, you know, castles usually have smaller peasant houses around them, right? So that could work. This was always meant to be sort of like a small outpost castle, not really like an expansive network of stuff, but I could expand this. This could just be like one section, and I could have the castle really sprawl. That could work. Let me do what I do best and just meander some blocks down, not really have any sort of plan. I always think it's funny whenever I get comments, but not that I get them that often, but people say like, bro titles the video building in Minecraft with no plan, tells us his plan in the first 10 seconds. And I think some people just don't really get the point of these videos, because you can tell that the vast majority of what I'm doing is very much unplanned. It's just like, I've got a loose idea, but some people are just like, pushes up glasses, actually, that you didn't do it in the literal sense. It's like, yeah, I know, bro. Chill out. Good lord, man. I might be getting a little bit big for my britches here. You know what they say, always bite off more than you can chew. Why did I do it that way?
You think this killed a wall? What the fuck is this? Yeah, I think this is a wall.
Okay, good lord, man. This is... I'm certainly not going to do all this right now. Let me make that clear. I just wanted to put the idea down. So, this is what I built last time, right? And this is like a little watchtower fort. And then all these little squares are additional towers. And then I'm thinking down here, this is like the lower part, right? This is like the... maybe like lots of villager houses and like basic huts. And then up the hill, it turns into like the main castle, like the true stronghold castle. So this is going to be like a secondary set of walls, right? And I didn't extend it this way because I felt like this river down here makes for a natural defensive position, so we don't really have to have the wall going, you know, like right there. But this is really expansive. I acknowledge that. This looks ridiculous from the air, but I think for the time being, I'll just put down some roads, maybe do a couple of towers, but certainly not do all of this at once, you know? That would be ridiculous. I forgot about this little caravan tent I built. I loved this thing. It's like a little RV. Oh, what is going on? And maybe in a bit, I'll give you a more in-depth tour of what I built last time. I only gave you like the rundown. Alright, so this is definitely going to be one of the gates, so I'll have a pathway coming through here. What are you looking at, pig? Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh look, they're all using the little campsite over there. That's cute. I didn't build that, someone else did, but nice to see people on the server. Bro, this pig is just up in my business. Alright, there's the main road. So that probably should connect up to that road over there. I gotta say, man, look at everything from above. This is by far the biggest project I've ever started in any building video I've ever done. I just love how every single section is distinct and there's just So much going on. So cool. I mean, there's only a month left of the server. Like I said at the start of the video, there's going to be Season 4 starting in a month. So, I don't know if I'll finish everything or, you know, fill out everything to its potential, but it's more just about getting the practice in of having projects going that you can work on, you know? It's not so much about finishing projects, in my opinion, it's just about working on them and showing up and getting in some work and just getting practice in. 'Cause that's how you get better at anything. It's just doing it every day. And I'll admit, I have not been on the server that much in the past month and a half because I've been kind of burnt out on building. But now that I'm back in the game and I'm feeling like ready to do it again, it's like, man, I gotta just be in here every day working on something. Not even, I don't have to finish stuff, but just like getting some reps in, you know? Like I want to get a lot of momentum going into Season 4 and just have that be a part of my daily routine, like log on for a couple hours and build, you know? I miss being on the server. I miss seeing everyone, seeing all the other players. It's honestly quite lonely just working on content by myself, like survival in my own world, but it's always nice to be on the server and talking to people. Alright, well that's hooked up now. That looks good. And then that is connected up to the path over there. So now we got some continuity here. I think I want to have a pathway coming down from the main castle then, and then have some side pathways as well. Once I get that done, I think that's all the roads I'll probably need for a while. This is quite a hill. I did not realize how steep it is. I hope I can do this with just slabs. Yeah, see, I might have to switch to stairs here. This is so steep. Well, I guess I could just dig it down. Alright, here we go. I made it work. I just had to excavate it just a little bit. I actually should have made this road 5 blocks wide this entire time. It doesn't look quite right, but I can fix that later. I'll just do a few more blocks here and there. Alright, that's fine. This is it's a good foundation. Let me show you the stuff that I built earlier. I want to give you a tour. Just in case you didn't see the last build video, I'll just show you a little bit more in detail. So, this was the bridge, right? We had a little meat stand, and there were villagers here, but they must have all fallen off or something. It had a little staircase coming down here to like a little dock, right? I love this dock, all the beds, just kind of the same vibe I was doing over there with the tents. We had some boats down here. What on earth? Did this llama get in the boat? All right, well, I won't ask any questions, but yeah, that's pretty much the bridge. Just this was the first thing that I built. And then I think the next thing was this little key is what it's called. I called it a quay, but apparently that's wrong. Apparently this thing is called a quay. Didn't know that, but just another little dock. We got some boats, but then in here it goes into some different shops, right? So I think this was a wine shop, right? He's got some kegs and barrels, and there was a villager in here once again, but oh, we got some signs. I think this one in the middle was a cheese shop. That's right. Just some various varieties of cheese. And then I think this was a fish shop. Yeah, it's very dark, but you can see the fish in here. And each one had their own little skylight like this, which I like. That was the key / shop area. And then I think the next thing was this campsite over here. I showed you there was a tower here. You can go up this. It's just a cozy little watchtower. You know, you can look over the entire place. Wow, it's so cool, man. I just love the look of the lanterns with the bliss shaders and the stars. It's just so nice. And then down here were some much bigger tents. This is where all the construction workers would live, although it was not super well protected. There was a smaller tent in here. I don't think anyone's still around. And then this was really cool. This was like a sunken cove, just like a whole bunch of rocks and glowberries, and it's kind of hard to see at night, but you know, just very, very cool. And a little campsite in the middle. And then I built this tavern, which I honestly love this tavern. I just love the shape of it, just the perfect dimensions and the color palette. It's great. So let me show you. So there's horse stables out front. I don't think anyone's really using those, but this is the main entrance. This is like the main hangout spot. There's the bar. We got some eating spots right here. We've got a huge couch for a really nice fireplace. That looks great. And then up this way was just a little reading nook. And God, it is so dark in here. Look at some lanterns going, man. We got some just different apartments, right? So this is a pretty big 2-story suite. Got a bed up there. I had built this skylight, but then I did not really account for the chimney being there, so not much of a view, but that's alright. It's made up for by this window. You can see through the chimney. And there were just a couple more rooms down in here, nothing too special. And yeah, that was pretty much the tavern. I just love this building. It's so cool. And then after that, I believe I worked on the farm. So just some huge wheat fields, got some nice trees and walls, and it's all coming to this central point of these like raised up houses in the middle. So I think each house was its own crop. Like this was the potato house, this was the carrot house, and this was the wheat house. And it's all based off of the colors, like yellow, orange, and brown, I think. But yeah, there wasn't too much to the farm, just, you know, basic houses, but it's pretty cool. And then this road led over to the quarry. So just huge cliffs, whole bunch of ore and exposed rock. And I just love this like ramp going down into this boat that's like loading up coal, I think. There's this railway that would go down into the mines way down there. And then this really nice bridge. Everything about this project, I know I sound like a broken record, but I really love the color palette. This doesn't go anywhere. I didn't extend this out, but there's potential with that. And then, like I said, we have the path going up this way towards the castle, which I've already kind of shown you. There wasn't really much interior of this place. It was just, you know, like a basic idea, once again. I did build this little garden, though, that's got a really nice view of the whole valley down this way. Doesn't make a ton of sense to have a garden in a castle, but, you know, you could say it's like the royal gardens or something. And then I think the last thing that I built was this villager statue. I don't know why I did this. You know, every single one of my builds has either Clarence or Terrence villagers in it, and so I just thought this would be a fitting monument. There actually is an interior to this thing too. Just, you know, not the most aesthetic interior, but we had like 20 players in here hanging out. It was more just an excuse to build a hangout spot. But yeah, that's a much more in-depth look at what I've built so far. So you can see I've laid down a bunch of stuff. Like these are housing templates and there's roads going everywhere. So I can always expand this later. And I have the castle up there, which I've just expanded a little bit ago. And yeah, just a lot of potential. But I'm actually really hungry right now. I'm going to make a bowl of chili. I'll probably put a picture of that on screen or something like that. And when I come back, I will assess as to what I want to work on next. Okay, I'm back from dinner. Sorry, I completely forgot to take a picture of my chili. I'm sure you were super curious. But if you are curious, it is beef, 2 cans of salsa, and 2 cans of beans. It's really simple, but it was quite delicious, and now I am ready to build again. So I had a couple of ideas brewing while I was cooking. One of those was to make a rail station, not just like this, where it's like an industrial rail, but like an actual, you know, like pedestrian railway, you know? So I could do that. I also thought about building like a skyport and building an airship. That would be really complicated, but that could be interesting. I mean, if I did the skyport, it would probably have to be up on a cliff, you know? Like it wouldn't just be on the ground. I mean, I guess it could be, but it'd be cool if it was just up in the air. Like this over here is kind of like a cliff. It's just not like quite big enough, you know? It's kind of like a weird angle. I mean, this could work, perhaps, but it's the other side of the valley. Could also do up in the mountains somewhere. There was also this hill right here, and if I cleared out some trees and had the skyport coming off the cliff, that would be quite above the ground, and that would be within the realm of this build, so that could work. Let me just clear some trees. God, dude, I hate that feeling when you have to sneeze, but you can't. I've been feeling that all day, like I was telling you earlier about going out when it was cold and my nose, whatever reason, got absolutely destroyed. Oh, man. It feels like I have a cold, but it's like I was not sick. I just went on a walk and it absolutely destroyed me. That is something to consider. Like me and my girlfriend are considering where we want to live next after we leave our apartment, and the Northeast is an option in America, like Vermont, Maine, and all of that, but I know it gets very, very cold up there, and dog, if this one walk is messing me up this badly, I don't know if that's gonna work, but we'll see. Maybe it was a fluke today. Okay, that's a good enough clearing. Let's just extend the path over. Wait, you guys are leaving?
I am.
Okay, one sec. Here, Doggo, can you give me that stick?
It's turning into a square now.
Oh.
Okay, so I didn't really commentate over building this thing. This is the Skyport, so it's just a basic wooden platform, nothing really crazy going on here. I had a little bit of foliage ideas coming in here because I wanted to have some skylights and I thought that the leaves would make for a nice addition, you know, but right here is going to be some sort of ship or steampunk thing. I don't know if I want to build a ship though, but I think a hot air balloon would be cool. I tried to build one months ago and it really did not look great. So I might try that again, see if I've gotten any better at that. It was really the balloon part that was tricky because it's not like a sphere per se. It's like, well, there's like a sphere at the top, but then it like tapers to the bottom of the basket. It's just like a really difficult thing to design, but I'll give it a go. What is going on here? I feel like something's about to happen. Oh. There it goes. What was that? Like knock back 10,000? Here, give it a try. Oh my god! What? That was like 200 blocks. That's insane. Alright, there's the basket with a little drawbridge connecting it up. Looks good. So now for the tricky part. Honestly, maybe the balloon wasn't the hardest part last time. It was the chains connecting the balloon because they had to look all aesthetic. So this is the center point right there. And so right above the balloon, I'm going to want to put a sphere. Like maybe right about there, right about this point. Okay, I just used World Edit to put a sphere up. And honestly, with the scale of the basket, that doesn't look too ridiculous. Maybe one size smaller. Yeah, that looks perfect. That's only a radius of 9. Oh, I should make it hollow. Yeah, let me redo that. There we go. Yeah, because hot air balloons are supposed to be hollow. It's like a balloon, right? Filled with air. It's not solid. Remember the last time that I built this hot air balloon? I had built a interior in the balloon where some villagers were living. And someone left a comment like, actually, there shouldn't be any interior space up there because that's where the air is supposed to fill up the balloon. Like, dog, use your imagination. Like, not everything has to be literal or like, not everything has to make sense, you know? It's just about looking cool. Some people just don't have a thought in the brain when it comes to their imagination. But I remember there should be a campfire thing that, like, heats it up, you know? That, like, the hot air rises. That's how they control it. So, like, this part should be here. But see, this is an example of something that looks cool and it makes sense, you know? But honestly, even if something looks cool and doesn't make sense, that doesn't matter, you know? It's Minecraft, do whatever you want. Now, I would not say that there's a good enough taper going on from the sphere to the, like, these bits, because it does have to, like, taper a little bit. So maybe I'll adjust this. Well, how could I do this? Maybe I'll extend the wool down a little bit, just so it feels like there's a bit more elongation going on right there. This is the part where it gets rather unsymmetrical, but that doesn't really matter. See, yeah, from a distance it just looks so spherical and needs to be more stretched, you know? That's looking a little bit better. I moved the sphere up. I'm just trying to get that elongation going on. I do think it's a little bit too gray. Like, it looks like an evil balloon. I did have green on my hotbar, but I don't know if these would, like, mix that well. Let me see what I can try out here. I'll try out like a mixture of 2 different blocks. Okay, that's with light gray wool and quartz. That looks okay. Well, actually, red is a pretty typical color, isn't it? Oh, that is bright. That could work. Okay, he suggested gray concrete powder and light gray concrete. Okay. Should have thought about that.
I like this actually.
Actually, yeah, it's like tattered cloth, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just have to clean up the mess down below.
It looks like a skeleton balloon.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Here, I'll just touch this up with stair blocks and just some more detail. But yeah, I actually kind of dig the tattered cloth look. It's like a pillager balloon. Hey man, that's what Bob Ross would say, right? Happy accidents? Like, that was definitely a bit of a fail, but it ended up making something cool. I don't know if the the campfire would be of much use now that there's so much, you know, room for the hot air to escape, but that doesn't matter in Minecraft. The only thing that I could think of that would still be cool is getting the pillager banner. What's it called? Ominous banner? There we go. That ties it together. And then maybe some gray banners on the top, just to act like a little bit more loose cloth. God, that is such a gaping hole in the balloon. I guess because all the concrete powder just fell because there's nothing underneath it. Yeah, that looks cool actually. That looks really sick. It's definitely like an evil balloon, but you know, maybe it's just coming into town to restock or something. Yeah, man, what a view, by the way. Look at that. Bliss Shaders really is goated. Okay, well, we got some pathways meandering all about. We got the skyport. Actually, wait, let me add just a little bit more detail. Let me put some barrels around, just to make it feel a little bit more busy and have some villagers hanging out. Because this is supposed to be like a delivery point, or, you know, where travelers come and go. I think it's time we get a new villager type, dude. I've had Clarence, I've had Terrence, I've had Barents, but we need a new face, a new fresh face for this new era of building. Well, I guess if this is like an evil balloon, you know, like the gray tattered balloon coming into land, maybe these villagers are coming off the balloon, and they're not quite pillagers, but they're like rivals to the Clarences and the Terrences, you know? So what's the opposite of a Clarence? How about we just... Okay, how about just evil Clarence? It's too bad I can't, like, reskin them to have gray robes, but it's fine. Okay, so we did a little bit of a change, so now we actually do have the better-looking skin for the villagers. Just changed them to, changed them to weaponsmiths, so they got the eye patch and they look all evil, so that works, dude. That's a good little side project. Alright, well, let's see. I mean, like I said, there's lots of potential all around. I need something kind of mindless, because I've been meaning to talk about something, but I can't talk really at all when I build, but I want something particularly mind-numbing, not something that requires a lot of thought, so I can just chat while I do it. I mean, I could just put down some pathways. That's pretty mindless, right? We'll just continue to expand the potential road network. But yeah, so I wanted to talk about something, and I had recorded a voice memo a few days ago because I didn't want to forget it, and it's basically around this idea of, I hate when people tell you to just be realistic, you know? And it's honestly quite similar to a talk I've had a while ago on the channel about when people tell you to get a real job. You know, it's kind of the same idea, but it's more broad than that. And what I'm saying is that I hate it when people, like, when you share an idea with someone or your ambitions in life, what you want to do, and when someone tells you to be like, just be realistic, dude, like, that's not gonna happen. It basically is someone trying to tell you that what you're trying to do differs from my worldview, and so I'm gonna pull you down to my level because I don't want to see you succeed. That's basically what they're doing when they say that. They don't think that you can achieve your goal, and what you really need to do is just do what everyone else is doing so that you don't stand out and you're not some sort of weirdo freak, right? And it's just it's so unproductive. That's my main problem with it. It does absolutely nothing for society when you tell people to tamper their expectations, or not tamper, hamper their expectations, and to just, like, not try, essentially. Just when people tell you, like, what you're trying to achieve, you might as well not even bother because it's not going to happen. You know, like, what is that accomplishing when you tell someone that? It's not doing anything. And look, I do acknowledge that there is a quite a fine line between being completely and utterly delusional in terms of your goals and actually achievable goals, but there is a sweet spot in there where you can achieve great things and it's actually possible. Because, like, for me, whenever like my experience with this whole be realistic conversation is whenever I tell people about my financial goals, and I tell people that I want to retire by the time I'm a parent so that I could just be a full-time dad and all the money has been sorted out, that kind of stuff. And people tell me, like, oh, be realistic, dude, you're not going to have you know, like $5 million by the time you're 30. Like, no one does that. That's insane. And I say there's like a fine line between delusion and achievable results because yes, it seems quite ridiculous to have $5 million by your 30. I mean, it's an arbitrary number. I'm just using that as an example. But there are absolutely people that have done that, especially in the career that I'm choosing to pursue, which is YouTube. You know, there are the top 1% of YouTubers like Dan TDM, PewDiePie. You know, there's probably other YouTubers that have become parents at this point, but they're into their 30s now, and they're like semi-retired. They're just kind of making videos once a month maybe, and they've made tens of millions of dollars. They have all of their retirement they could ever need sorted out, and they can just focus on being a parent. So I can see clear as day that it's been done before. So it's not as though I'm trying to make like $1 trillion a year like Jeff Bezos. Like I'm just trying to do something that is very ambitious, but it is possible. It's been proven to be done, you know? And where I think it's particularly strange and surprising is when you tell people your goals about what you want to achieve, and they tell you to be realistic, and you've already proven that you can do a certain amount of work towards that result, or that you've already accomplished a certain amount of results, you know? Like an example that I was thinking about is when someone says that maybe they want to become a pro bodybuilder, or they want to do something fitness related where, you know, it would be extremely difficult to stand out, and, you know, for all intents and purposes, most people that try to become pro bodybuilders are going to fail. But let's say in this example that this person is already like pretty jacked. Like maybe they've been working out for a few years, they've proven that they can build muscle, and they're saying, okay, now that I've gotten this far, I think I want to become a pro bodybuilder, and I want to work towards that. And imagine if someone says like, oh, be realistic, dude, that's not going to happen. Like, think about the odds of that actually occurring. You know, it's probably less than 1% or whatever. But if this person's proven that they're already able to build muscle, they've already gotten this far, what makes you think they're not going to keep going? You know, like, you think they're already at their ceiling, their maximum potential? Like, no. I would be less inclined to believe someone if they have absolutely nothing, that no track record at all, no results, and they just want to say like, yeah, I want to become a millionaire in a year. It's like, well, what are you going to do about that? You haven't done anything yet. But if someone's already proven that they're on that path, why would you think that they're just going to stop then? You know, it's ridiculous. And for my personal experience of wanting to retire early, and people tell me to be realistic, it's like, well, sure, I can appreciate that my goals seem ridiculous to you, but just recognize the fact that I've already gotten this far. You know, I recently quit my job a couple of weeks ago, and so now I'm doing this full time. And obviously I'm not close to retiring yet, but if I've proven that I can take my day job and completely replace it with my YouTube, and even then some, if I've gotten this far, it stands to reason I'm probably going to keep going, you know? I think maybe it's just like naturally pessimistic people that say this kind of stuff, or they think that people have way less potential than they actually do, and that they're probably somewhat bitter about their life choices, so they tell people to reduce their expectations so that they don't feel bad about the choices that they've made in their life, you know? Like, of course, if you tell someone that has had nothing but failures in their life that you want to become a millionaire, they're going to have a certain amount of bitterness and resentment towards that discussion you're having. And they're going to say like, oh, well, that's not going to happen because I haven't been able to make it happen, you know? So, I mean, if there's any advice from all of this, I think that you really just need to look deep into what your goals are, recognize what you are actually trying to achieve, and if people continue to keep saying this kind of stuff to you about be realistic about your goals or get a real job, you just have to ignore it, dude, because they don't know what they're talking about. Like I said, there's a very fine line between delusional and achievable, and I caution you to go too far down the rabbit hole of something that's like never been done before. But even so, it's like people have done things that have never been done before, and now it's possible. You know, like people say, you know, you're crazy until you achieve it, and then you're called a genius, you know? Like Steve Jobs did make the iPhone, or, you know, like certain companies achieved things that had never been done before, and now it's considered the standard. And obviously, like, the odds of you becoming the next visionary like Steve Jobs are low. It's still possible, you know? Like, and I don't think it's productive for anyone to live their life in a way where they are trying to put a limit on their potential and they think they can only achieve a certain amount. Like, I intentionally don't really pick numbers in mind, financial numbers for how much money I intend to make, or, you know, like by this year I want to be at 1 million subscribers or something. You know, I don't think about those numbers because frankly I don't think it's productive. I think that when you put a number on it, you're limiting your potential and you think, oh, this is as far as I can get. And maybe people would argue that you're just going to endlessly shift the goalpost forward if you don't have a number in mind. I still think it's productive, somewhat productive, to just say go for it and to just try things and don't think about where you think your limit is, you know? Because like honestly, the growth that I've had in the past 2 years or so on YouTube has wildly exceeded my expectations. I never thought that I was just going to be hard stuck at like 100 subs, but I certainly didn't think that I would be, you know, at the income level I'm at now, or at the, like, the amount of views that I get on videos. Like, I didn't think that was possible. And I think it helps that I didn't put limits on myself and I didn't listen to people when they said to just be realistic, you know? Like, if I listened to people, maybe like other YouTubers, and say like, oh, well, you're probably only going to get like 10,000 views a video. Like, don't ever expect to get 100,000 a video. And here we are, you know? Like, now, you know, I don't know about this video, but like the past 8 or so survival videos that I've done are into the hundreds of thousands of views, and it's like, oh my god, I never thought this would be possible, and it's because I never listened to people who told me to be realistic. Honestly, I want to, like, when I have a proper office in my own house and I can, you know, decorate it how I want, I really would love to have a big ass sign that just says be realistic above me in like a sarcastic way, just to remind myself of like, yeah, that advice that people try to give you is total crap. You need to look out for yourself and recognize when you know what you're trying to do is possible and achievable, and you need to do it because it's your own life, right? I think most often it's going to be coming from parents. You know, people say like, oh, I want my kid to become a doctor, but he wants to become an artist, and I don't want that. I want him to be realistic. You know, it's that kind of relationship. And I know it's hard to tell your parents that they don't know what they're talking about, but if you've proven that you've gotten this far already, then you just need to say like, I respect your opinion, but I'm still doing it anyways. Because you only have one shot at this, man. You've got one life to live. You've got only so much time. And especially when you're young like me and you're in your 20s, you only have so many opportunities to achieve it. Because the older you get, you know, when children come around or when you have more responsibilities, you're not going to have that as much time as you think. And I recognize that fully now. That's why I put this goal of retiring by 30 or just having all the money I would need by 30, because I know it's only going to get harder. It's not that your life is over by 30 or like when you have children, your life is over, but your life does become about them. And so I recognize that there's not as much time as I think, probably about 6 or 7 years left. So please don't listen to people that tell you to be realistic, because you're just going to be wasting your time. You're going to be wasting your potential as a young person in your life. So if you have big goals, dude, just recognize that most people probably are not going to understand you. They're probably going to think you're weird, you're crazy. I certainly feel that way. Like, I don't really know anyone in my circle that understands my goals. Just know that it's going to be somewhat lonely for a while. And that's not to say that you're never going to find people that are like you, because I know that there's people out there like me. I just haven't really found them yet. But in the meantime, while you're building, while you're growing your career, while you're doing whatever you're trying to do for your goal, just know that it's going to be solely up to you. And it's a little bit scary at times, but I think I've come to peace with that idea that the only possible way that I'm going to achieve my goal is that I'm going to do something to make it happen. No one else is going to do it for me. It's not going to fall out of the sky into my lap. I have to do it. And the only way that I can make sure that that's going to happen is if I never give up and never give in to the fact that people tell me that my goals are unrealistic. And realism is subjective, dude. You know, one person's realistic goal is another person's entirely unrealistic goal, you know, and people's scales of what's possible are very different. Maybe my scale has been wildly corrupted by social media, seeing these, you know, top 1% YouTubers succeeding. But again, if I've seen that it's happened once, chances are I could probably at least achieve a portion of that, you know? Maybe I'm not going to become the next PewDiePie, but I certainly could be done financially by 30. It's certainly possible. And, you know, I want to say one more thing, because sometimes people say like, oh, you don't talk about money too much, or, you know, don't talk about these material things. They make you look materialistic. And I can appreciate that. You know, I understand that most people probably are watching my channel for the chill Minecraft builds, and, you know, it's not like it's that relatable. But at the end of the day, the most important thing to me is authenticity. And I will never shy away from the fact of talking about the things that are important to me, because at the end of the day, that's what this channel is all about. Like, I would every single time rather share my opinion about something that is important to me and piss a few people off than try to be a people pleaser and just do what works for everyone. The only thing you can rely on in this world is yourself, and within yourself is your authenticity. And if you don't have that, you really don't have anything. It's so important that you speak your mind, you be your own person, you don't let people tell you what to do, and just, if you have something to say, say it. And right now, these are the things that are important to me, and I want to share those things. And if some people can't understand that, or can't relate to it, or they think that it's stupid, or they think that I'm being materialistic, then so be it, dude. That doesn't matter to me. I mean, obviously, in an ideal world, everyone that listens to the things I talk about would be like, yeah, I totally get that, man. Like, I totally relate to your goals. Of course that's not going to happen. Of course not everyone wants to retire early like me. That would be a ridiculous assumption. Like, everyone's different, dude. Everyone's got different goals and different ambitions in life, and that's fine. But I hope that even just, you know, the 1% of people that understand my financial goals right now, like, for example, and they say like, yeah, I really, really relate to that message, like, then that's amazing. And then I've achieved my goal, you know? Life to me is not about pleasing as many people as possible. It's about being true to yourself and finding your tribe and giving service to those people. And so I hope that, you know, that makes sense. I hope I'm not rambling too much, but I'm just trying to get the point across that, yes, I acknowledge that not everyone is like me, and that's fine. But again, to bring it back to the original message, just please make a promise to yourself that if you do have a huge goal, that you actually work towards that, and you do not listen to people that are trying to pull you down. That's really what I'm trying to say. You only have so much time on this earth, dude, so do not waste it. Anyways, as I thought, of course, I got literally 0 building done. Like, I can kind of talk while I play survival, but I definitely cannot build and talk at the same time. No way. But I guess while I'm flying around, let's take stock of what I've added. So I added this pond. We did the greenhouse earlier. I did the camp with the treehouse. We did the cottage over there with the trees. I didn't really expand the castle, just a 1-block layer. So that's got some potential. And then we did the skyport right here. So I've made some good additions for sure. I mean, it was just really this portion of the project, and now it's expanded all the way into here. So this is super sprawling. I talked about doing a railway. That has an idea. Gosh, man, look at that, by the way. That is beautiful. Well, let's see. We've got some empty houses right there. That's a potential build. We've got a spot right there. I feel like I've not done any major landscaping in a while. I haven't really built a mountain with World Edit or really changed the landscape dramatically. Maybe I could do something over here. Like, there's a Yellowstone biome, but I've never built in this biome, and I never really find a good use for it. Oh, you know what'd be cool? What if I built a big archway mountain that goes over this river, and then it's like an underground river that goes through the mountain, you know? Like, there's a Terralith mountain over here, like an underground river like that. That could be cool. Just get some brush blocks. Alright, let's give this a try. I've not built with World Edit in a while. Dude, that looks sick. What? That looks so cool. That looks really natural too. I mean, barring a couple of sphere shapes, that looks insanely cool. And yeah, it's like an arch that you go underneath. That's so cool. I'll put some glow berries underneath there so you can light it up a little bit. Do we have a pro gamer in here? Where this keyboard sound is coming from? Yeah, this looks cool, man. Those glow berries look awesome. Okay, well, honestly, I feel like I've gotten quite a bit of building done. I had a good talk, and I'm trying to keep these videos a little bit more shorter and shareable. I feel like the 2-hour plus are a little bit daunting at times. I don't know how long this one's going to be, but I'm hoping it's around an hour. So I might keep it there. And I'm going to do so much building in December, dude. Just you wait. I'm going to do a ton of building leading up to the launch of Season 4 of the flowstate again. That's on January 3rd, so exactly 1 month from now. So grab your spot in the description if you are interested. And yeah, dude, expect way more build videos, way more frequency in December. But yeah, that's about it. I think maybe I'll continue this in another video, or, you know, I'll do lots of other projects throughout the month. So hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.